People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. My soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, could be located at People.etsy.com. And my t-shirt designs, PurpleButterfly-People.tmail.com. And I'm here to talk to you about how to modify a bralette or a bralette type design. First, let me give you a background. I had a strained trapezius muscle nearly a year ago. A lot of physical therapy, got back on track, so forth, so on. Recently, I re-injured the same muscles. I was told, stop trying to wear a regular standard bra where you have to put your hands back here. And yeah, that was just making those muscles, oh man, it was painful. It's still painful. And then they told me, just get bras that load in the front. Or let the girls go free. I got no problem letting the girls go free, but there are people, following convention, all that. Why you walk around here like that? Do you know that's not procedure? Yeah, you know the age group I'm talking about. And then there are certain times when you don't want to just be free. You have to have a certain amount of support, especially like when you go to church. In the meantime, I went to find a panel like this. Okay, it's got hooks and stuff already attached. See that? And it comes with a matching panel to, attach everything to. Since it's black, it's going to be hard to see. But you see what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, yeah, I can use that to sew up the existing bras that I have to alter it into a way that will make it a front loader. Until I got to Joann and couldn't find anything like that in the store. Okay, let me go further. Okay, this is a front loading bra. Okay, this one's a padded front loading bra. It had underwire there that irritated the snot out of me. So I removed the underwires, as you couldn't tell. So now it's flexible where it's not hurting me, but I still have support because it fits properly. And most bralettes have, support grid like this or crisscross or something like that on the back. And the clasp in the front, I couldn't find anything like this at Joann's. This is one from Cacique because it's a Lane Bryant. Okay. So then we have bralettes that look like this. They're always fun peeking out from a t-shirt because you have decorations like that, especially in the summertime. Okay. And my favorite bralette, I bought one, I got pink, I got blue, I got red, I got yellow, I got a whole bunch of these. This is the kind I'm going to modify. Okay. This bralettes go by your clothing size instead of your standard size, like 40 double D and all that. So they almost always fit because they go by your clothing size. As in, this is the 1820, which is a large/extra large. So it's supposed to fit, seeing how I'm an 18, and this is supposed to fit up to a 20. But because of how stretchy this is, when you put this on, even though it's not front loading, you literally put it on like a t-shirt, I'm still trying to hit those same muscle groups that's causing me the pain. So I figure I'll just take, and right where this panel is, scrunch it up more, cut it right there, and, put something like this in the middle of it. Hold on. Well, this was going to be my last resort. Those are hooks and wires, but I would prefer if it was on a panel like this. Well, couldn't find that. And everything else in Joann's was basically extenders. Well, this is softback repair, and it has a front and a back with the hooks already attached. So I figure, and I got the idea from the person that was working there that said, maybe you should try so and so and so. But as you can tell, it has the connectors and the hooks. So basically, it's like, get it in position, sew them together. Well, first let's put that back in position so that way I don't lose it. So basically, this is going to have to go from the inside out, because that way you're not sewing on the front and then messing up the design. You want it to be congruent. Okay, so I figure I put it there like this, get this here like this, and seeing how this is a band that goes all the way across, maybe do a zigzag on that so that way it doesn't, you know, unravel. But I'm thinking fold it right on the ravel, stitch it like right here, cut it right here, so that way you can take it loose, put it on like one arm connected in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. Now the trick is going to be how to make that happen. But the first thing I think I'm going to do is put my machine in place for a zigzag, and I'm going to zigzag straight through the panel on both sides, so that way when it's time to cut, I don't have to worry about anything unraveling. Hold on, I'm sweating. I need to check my temperature. Basically, when they let me out of the hospital, they said, I just got out of the hospital from pulmonary embolism. They said if I feel cold all of a sudden, or if I feel my temperature rise to a certain level, go back to the hospital. All I know is I'm sweating, but I'm a woman of a particular age, and that could just be a hot flash. Not gonna lie about that. But anyway, let's see. I'm thinking maybe this should go the opposite direction, like this. So turn it around like that. And yeah, that might work. Okay. I'll figure it out in a minute. But in the meantime, I'm just going to take this. Let's just do a... Well, nope, can't just do a zigzag. It would have to be a stretch stitch. So let's see what my stretch stitch options are. Hold on. I'm getting a bunch of foggy on these glasses. Okay. Well, that was a good theory. I just cut this out of there because, well, I put one end facing one way and the other end facing the other way, and it didn't match. So basically, gotta make sure everything is lining up the correct direction. Yeah. And this side, I'm going to need to take, because obviously I missed an entire part of that section. It needs to scoot down like that, so that way at least it fits in the little section there. So yeah, but the first thing I did was I stitched clean up zigzag style of the front and then down the back, so that way when I cut it in half I didn't have to worry about unraveling anything like that. So, yeah. So, I'm basically going to gather this into the right sides and figure it out. But because of the way I did it, well, let me just show you. So even though that was not a successful attempt, I'm halfway there because basically it's going to fit like this now. Just literally get my hands in and then pull it to where it needs to be and connect it. So, yeah. Now the only trick is making sure that it's facing the correct way, and I have it lined up so that way it's just not going everywhere. That's why I wanted the panel, so that way the panel would be the same size as the entire bralette front, because basically now I have to subtract this stitching I did here, and I hate reworking. Sometimes, and I know for a fact when it comes to stretch knit or whatever, the edge of a pair of scissors work a lot better than a seam ripper. So that makes it easier, but it also makes it dangerous because just doing it this way, you run the risk of cutting yourself. I happen to have a blood disorder, which means I'm not supposed to do this method at all because I can very easily cut myself. So now we're back to this being the right size. And, well, hold on. It might actually be easier to sew a bra from scratch than to do this, but I'm determined I'm going to make this work, especially since I just cut this in half. Yeah. So, now I'm going to take this loose. I'm going to draw myself a few diagrams and come back and show you what the intent is, and if I make a successful attempt, show you the finished product. Yeah, that might just be easier, but in the meantime, let's rescue that out of there. So this is getting to be a little bit of a challenge, and I'm winded, and I'm going to need to take a break and rest. Yeah. I'll explain that later. In fact, I think I'm going to make a video and explain it now. So, watch out for part 2, or this might be actually part 3. But yeah, so that's how that's going to go. This has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. My soaps, PurpleButterfly Soaps, it's located at People.etsy.com. My t-shirt designs, PurpleButterfly-People.tmail.com. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. Bye.